Hi, CCM family. Jamie Vaughn here with JJ Weeks. Hi, JJ. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Now,
Awesome.
you are here to talk to us today about your new album that drops next week.
Brand new record. I am so excited about it. It's been a little while, and what I love about this record, Jamie, is that it's just me. I'm able to just write songs again. That's just my heart and what God puts on my heart. And so I'm super excited about getting this record in people's hands because it's just songs that mean something to me, and hopefully it'll mean something to somebody else.
Sound of Freedom is the title
Sound of
track.
Freedom,
I would
yeah.
love to hear the story behind that song.
And the Sound of Freedom, just to give you a little background of when we wrote it, I was up with Ian Eskelin, who is the producer of the record, and we were just writing songs. We were just trying to write for the record per se. And what I loved about Ian, the first thing I noticed about Ian is he was going to let me just write what's on my heart. And sometimes in the industry you need to write this way or whatever, and Ian was just not doing that, and I was so excited about it. So we wrote all day long. And the last thing as we were going out of the room, he starts playing this little guitar riff, and literally, as I'm literally about to walk out of the room, he's playing that little guitar riff, and I'm like, "That's freedom," and I thought, "That's a song." And so we literally sat down and wrote the chorus in 5 minutes as we were leaving that day. But man, what this song means to me as an artist is, I've gone through a tough season in 2018, and I've gone through some things that. I wondered. I felt like trapped. I felt like I was encaged. This is who you're supposed to be. This is what you're supposed to sound like. And I feel like what God did toward the end of 2018 has just freed me. He said, "No, I want you to be who I asked you to be," which is that in that there's freedom. When we just say, "God, whatever you want me to be," that's where true freedom really is. And so that's what this song means to me. It's just an anthem. It really
What
is.
happened in 2018?
Oh, wow. I said earlier to somebody that what didn't happen, in 2018. It was, I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing music for almost 20 years and, traveling and doing this. And, man, I had great moments, had these monumental moments when Let Them See You was killing it and all that kind of stuff. Man, we were, just riding on the wave and everything was great. But, the music business is tough. And so having a song to follow up that was, we were going through transition through some record labels in that point and some stuff like that. And it was just extremely difficult season because not only was my career just really shaky in that point, like there was cancer in my family. There was unexpected death in my family of my father-in-law who fell and had a brain injury and died. And it was just one thing. It was just season. I like to call it a season, but it was actually the whole year, just one thing after another, struggle after struggle. Our finances started struggling because, the band we didn't have another song that was killing it. And so, our finances started struggling, and then it was just one thing after another. And I remember after all that, I was driving home from a show where we had opened for Crowder, and I was in the front, and I was weeping, and I was just asking God, why in the world were we here? I know, and I'm praying, I'm like, God, I know you called me to do this. Why in the world are we here? Like, what did we do? Where did we change the roads? And I remember, where did we miss a turn, And I remember wiping my eyes, and when I looked up, a tree had fallen across the road, and I'm driving our bus, because I do that sometimes to help our driver on long drives. And I'm driving, and I couldn't stop, hit the brakes, we hit the tree, but windows shattered, and it was that night that I said, God, I quit. I can't do this anymore. I'm through. And, after, at that point, it was 17, almost 18 years, and I just said, God, I'm through, and went home, finally got home, and had become okay with being through, had come to a conclusion that this was life and God was moving me a different direction, and got home, prayed that night. I said, God, thank you for all these years of ministry, for the songs you've written through me. Thank you for using me, but now help me to end it well. Help me not to hurt the families, that have been involved in the ministry, all that kind of stuff. And man, I've never heard the audible voice of God, and I'll never claim that I have, but that night it was pretty loud and clear. I heard him say, you may be through, son, but I'm not. And so God just began to do a new work that night. I didn't have a clue where we were going, and all I heard him say was just put one foot in front of the other. So 2019 was just us putting one foot in front of the other and trusting that God knew what he was doing more than we do, you know. And so, yeah, it was just an extremely, extremely difficult year. But you know what I found is in those seasons, in those moments of our life, that we find out that God is who he says he is, and then we can trust him, you know. So though I would take that year and erase it if I could, I'm thankful for it.
Yeah, I think we've all had those moments.
Yeah,
very much
very
so.
thankful for it.
Yeah. So now you're out on Winter Jam, and how much longer do you have on that tour?
Oh Lord, I don't even know. 2 more months or so. It was 3 months total, and we're in it good, and we're kind of getting the stride of it. It's crazy because Winter Jam is one of those stages that I would have dreamed to have been on, you know, for all these years, and now I quit in 2018, and a little over a year later, here I am standing on that stage singing to people, and it's just cool how God can turn things around.
Are you singing the new single?
I'm not. We're not
Okay.
able to sing the new single, but I'm singing "Old Faithful." You know, the "Let Them See You and Me" is our song that everybody sings along. It's really neat. Yeah, I guess it's a good reminder when you're in there singing, and you know 10,000 people are singing that song with you. You're like, God did use this in an amazing way.
Yeah.
So,
Well, JJ, thank you so much.
thank you.
And everybody, make sure next Friday, February 7th, you're right here at
Right here.
CCM Magazine, listening to the debut of his new album, The
So
Sound of
excited.
Freedom.
Let's do it.
All right?
Yeah.